All right, everyone, we welcome you to the Driscoll Arena here in Fall River, Massachusetts for this afternoon's coverage of South Coast Conference High School Ice Hockey on Bourne Community Television, our YouTube live stream, Somerset Access TV, and Berkley Community Access TV. Top two teams in the SEC going at it in a big one as the season's starting to wind down, as the Somerset Berkley Raiders, 8-6-1 on the season, 4-0-1 in conference play, take on the 7-6-1 and 4-1-1 in SEC play, Bourne Canalmen. Thank you for joining us on any of our feeds. Keegan Hamblett with JJ Silvia on commentary. Ed Strode is the man running the camera. JJ, this is the matchup we've been looking forward to for probably a couple of weeks now. The winner of this game is most likely, at the minimum, going to get a share of the South Coast Conference.
Yeah, Keegan and I actually bumped into my cousin Carter Silvia on the way in here, and he looked at me and he said, it's the SEC championship. And I think that's the mentality that all these players on both squads are going to go into this one with. Especially if you're Somerset Berkley. You have all these struggles coming in from earlier in the season, now starting to hit your stride as you get towards the back half of the year. This is another one of those games that they need to get a win in.
We knew coming in that this is going to be a goaltending battle today. Jackson Pomborg has a 148 goals against average and a 942 save percentage on the air. Gavin Rodriguez, who's getting the nod for Somerset Berkley today, a 214 goals against average and a 930 save percentage. Top numbers in the SEC, no doubt. These are the top two goalies in the conference.
Oh, and they definitely have earned those accolades, Keegan. If you really think about it, what other goalies do you want in a crunch time situation in SEC hockey? You're going to talk about Pomborg and you're going to talk about Rodriguez. Maybe even throw Minash in that conversation as well. A lot of great goalies in this conference, and that's one of the blessings that we have, being able to call a lot of these SP games. We get to see some excellent goaltending, and we have for the past few years even.
Somerset Berkley is coming off of a 2-2 tie against Old Rochester on Monday. Bourne defeated that Old Rochester side on Sunday 1-0. For our Somerset Berkley audiences, the last time we were with you was actually JJ, Joey, and Mikey on the call. A 7-2 win against Taunton on Saturday. What did you like in that game against Taunton that you want to see the Raiders carry into today?
Cashing in on opportunities. That's really what we were talking about during pregame, too. Somerset Berkley had tons of opportunities on the man advantage, sometimes even a two-man advantage at points against Taunton. And every single time they were given that gift, they were able to make something out of it. They were able to get a goal, or at the very least put a lot of pressure on the opposing goaltender. That needs to be one of the keys tonight. But I'm also looking for SB to dominate in 5-on-5 play as well.
Teams breaking out of the huddles right now. They're both going to line up at their own blue lines, and then we'll have the playing of the national anthem. We will turn it over to the internal mic on our live stream. Tape delay audience, we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, puck drop between Bourne and Somerset. Don't go anywhere. Back inside the Driscoll Arena as we're about to get set for puck drop between Somerset Berkley and Bourne. Teams separated by just a game overall in the standings. Bourne's played an extra South Coast Conference game. That was a loss, and it was a 3-1 loss to Somerset Berkley at the Gallo Ice Arena. JJ, we saw in that last matchup between Somerset Berkley and Bourne, the Raiders got that first goal 30 seconds in. We know it's going to be low scoring. How important is that first goal today?
Well, I always think if you can get started off on the right foot leading 1-0, it's always going to help you out in the long run. But honestly, I think the big thing that we're going to need to watch is the second half of this game, that back half of the second period and the third. That's going to tell us a lot, but let's see what the first and second at the beginning have to offer first.
Top lines are going to start out for either side. Carter Silvia, Cam McKenna, Adam Bastis, the forwards for Somerset Berkley, James Kirby, Cole Thomas, James Crowell, the forwards for Bourne. Somerset Berkley's in white, Bourne is in purple. This game's underway. McKenna gets a touch, and he'll dump it in, forcing a retreat as Pomborg's going to come out of the crease. Silvia's going to take over as he beats Hunter McLean to the puck. Lush takes the shot, misses it on the left side. Thomas poking it free, looking behind, nobody's there. Deflected up top, stayed in the zone off of Lush, but it's going to be walked out here by Bourne. Thomas trying to get a stick down, gets to it in front of McKenna. McKenna with a nice hit right along the sideboards, and here comes Silvia going up the other way as he sends it in. And we're going to have an early icing call. James Crowell going down for the Canalmen. James Crowell, the captain for Bourne, 1 point away from 100. We're talking about it a little bit in the pregame. This is now about a second or third game trying to go for that 100th point, and that's always the hardest one to get.
Yeah, the 100th point is always seeming to be insurmountable at points, but I'm sure Crowell's just locked in on the team getting a win. I'm sure it's not even on his mind.
Second lines come on for either side as Gonzalez sends it, looking to find Lyons. Puck played too far for Seitz. Gonzalez looking to go back. Landon Hope holds it in at the point. Off a skate will be walked out here by the Raiders, and here comes Rebello with it. Rebello's got Kamara, leaves it short, shot by Lyons, a save by Palmborg, and he's got it with the glove. He holds on to it for a face-off. Now, one of the main reasons that Bourne has been able to stay in every game this year, JJ, is the play of Jackson Palmborg. He's got 6 shutouts on the year, and when he doesn't have a shutout, Bourne is 1-6-1.
Yeah, so what that stat tells me, Keegan, is Palmborg is really the deciding factor in many games, so I wouldn't be shocked if it's low scoring.
Here comes Seitz in with the chance, and he missed it, trying to go blocker side on Rodriguez. Seitz battling with Kamara. Here comes Lyons out the other way. Collins will defend, and he's going to be first to the puck as Lyons is going to go off the ice. This is Ronan Kelly taking it, going to the left to Hope, the alternate captain. Feeds it across. Charlie Seitz takes the shot, saved by Rodriguez. First of the afternoon for him, and he'll hold on to it. He got the nod against Taunton on Saturday. Minosh saw some action on Monday. He actually played all 50 minutes. But now Rodriguez has a game of rest, and he's back on for the first time in 4 days. What are you looking to see him do today?
What I'm looking for him to do, especially early, is make sure the puck tracking is there. Him and I talked about it a little bit during the preseason when he was practicing with our Providence Capitals team. Puck tracking is really what it's all about. Don't overcompensate. Just be standing tall in your crease.
Getting shot went wide of the target. Here comes Buckley to get it, to send it in. Right to the face-off dot, and here's Anthony Diello. Diello off a glove. That's a jersey number change today. That's Drew Kelly wearing 11, aside from the usual number 9 that he wears. There's Lush getting by Hunter McLean. De Silva will pick it up down low. De Silva tried to dish it out in front. Buckley's got it. Will be pressured by Johnson. Johnson got his first career goal after waiting a long time for it. And I talked to him before the game. He said finally when I asked him about how he feels about getting his first career goal. That's Diello battling. De Silva coming in to help. Johnson going to take over here. McLean coming back behind the net. Palmborg will stick it away off to the side. Bastis just shoves down a man. He shoved down Buckley. Diello tried to step in. It got deflected, and it's going to come out to neutral ice. But that's the physicality of a guy like Adam Bastis.
Yeah, nice double crunch there by both Bastis and McKenna. Really showing the physicality early. That's one of the things that helped SB DRC conk a lot against Taunton.
No icing here as it went off the stick of Diello. Here comes Thomas to try to knock it away. Crowell back to Diello. They'll send it high off the boards. Off cam McKenna. Kirby going to backhand it. And a delayed offside. Diello at his own blue line. They're having some trouble with it, trying to get it to Carter Silvia. And the second effort by Silvia will go down. Here's Ronan Kelly. We had Ronan Kelly on in a post-game interview after Sunday's game against Old Rochester. Him and Hunter McLean, and that's a big hit that Silvia received by James Kirby, the sophomore, who's got 10 points this season. Left side now, it's James Crowell feeding it across. That's a good pass over. Thomas holding it down into the middle. Couldn't find Crowell. Crowell will pick it up on the backhand. Goes up top. Kelly dishes it off the stick of Silvia. Here's Thomas. Down low. James Crowell across, and it's knocked away by Cam McKenna, who knocks down Kirby. Good work by the senior McKenna. The chance isn't done. Rodriguez will make the glove save after the attempt came by Ronan Kelly.
Yeah, I actually watched Cam McKenna from start to finish on that play. He was sitting in the slot, and he could see the play developing right in front of him, and you already saw the wheels turning before the puck was even at the low circle. He knew it was coming back door. A great job of reading it by Cam McKenna.
Rebello's going to take over here. He's going to have Lyons and Gonzalez on the right. And Collins doing a good job to box him out. Gloves being raised. Don't need any more extracurricular activity after what happened on Saturday at Taunton. Guys are getting tossed left and right out there. This is going to stay in the zone here for Lyons, trying to get it away on the right. Got it on frame to Palmborg. The rebound nearly got there as well. It got blocked in the middle, and here comes the clearance attempt. Played down all the way. This will be an icing against Bourne. These two goalies also lead the conference in terms of total saves. Jackson coming in .342, Gavin Rodriguez coming in .333. 4.5 minutes into this one, Rebello to the right side. Lush tried to hold it in. That's a delayed offside. Everybody's going to tap up. It's Ronan Kelly, the sophomore, taking over to the left side. Carpenito deflected, and Rodriguez will have to hold on to it. Frank Carpenito stepped up to second line this year. He's doing really well on that second line with Hope and Seitz. They've combined 14 goals, 11 assists this year.
And to get that much production from your second line is a great thing, Keegan. I would be grinning from ear to ear if I was head coach Frank Carpenito. Honestly, can't get much better than that, especially when it's not even your first line, it's your second getting that much production.
Frank Carpenito, the eighth-year man for the Canalmen, as that one sent in front. Hope looking for a redirection by Carpenito, missed on the blocker side. Lush will pick it up, too far for Johnson. Seitz holds it in off the skate of Cam Johnson, looking to find Royds up ahead. Cooper Royds is starting to find his rhythm, a freshman, 2 goals, 6 assists for him. Had his first career goal a couple weeks ago at Greater New Bedford. And here's Johnson getting the puck by Kelly, nearly taken over by Carpenito off the stick and skate of Hope. Diello again off the sideboard, stick down by Collins. Lush regathers, deflected again, and back to the Canalmen defensive zone it goes. Johnson gets the step in, and he's knocked down way up high by Ronan Kelly. Follow-up by Royd's going to miss on the short side. That's going to counter the other way here for James Crowell, but he's going to hold it up and wait for some numbers. That's De Silva getting in the mix. Jake De Silva and Coach Frank Carpenito are actually part of club hockey together during the summer. That's Thomas feeding it across. Couldn't connect with Kirby or Crowell. Held up top, McLean put it high. Follow-up, ends up behind the net. Played across to the right side. Thomas lost it. Gonzalez can't get it out. Here's Hunter McLean looking for something on the right side. Kirby again circling his way. Got it by Royds. Here's Machado back. Crowell takes over. Crowell to Kirby. Back to James Crowell. Crowell working in front, and it's off the line. Gonzalez helped knock it away as it went right through the crease.
Yeah, he was trying to put it off the back of Gavin there. Ended up putting it off the side of his pad on the back side. Just the right spot for it to bounce across instead of in.
The Raiders take over behind the net. McKenna was waiting for it, and I think Pomborg found it in all of that traffic, so he'll hold on to it for a face-off. Unofficially 4 shots on goal now by both sides. This is Somerset Berkley side that is unbeaten in their last 4 games. The Bourne Canalmen have won 3 of their last 4, and if you want to go back even further, they won 6 of their last 8. A couple turnarounds that we've seen in the South Coast Conference from these teams. And at one point, Greater New Bedford actually had the best regular season record before conference play really opened up. That's changed, though, over the last month as McKenna can't walk forward cleanly into the zone. Carpenito now battling for it against Bastos. Bastos able to play it right through the wickets of Diello, and it's Lush playing it, looking to find Bastos. That's not there. Seitz and Hope trying to fight for it. Carpenito's offside as the puck just barely came out of the zone with 7:50 to go in the first period. Still scoreless from Driscoll Arena between the Somerset Berkley Raiders and the Bourne Canalmen, a game that's most likely going to decide the South Coast Conference. This is Silvia stepping in, looking to go to the left side. McKenna will pick it up, and he's knocked down, and a penalty coming up. Penalty coming up, so Somerset Berkley is going to get the first power play chance of the afternoon.
And Keegan, we were talking about it during pregame and earlier in this period. Somerset Berkley is going to get these gifts of power plays. Can they cash in like they were able to against Taunton on Saturday? That's yet to be seen.
You got a couple jersey changes out there. They got number 4 going to the box. 4 is Andrew Kennefic, and he's out for the year. So we'll have to figure out during intermission who that is down there. And the Canalmen will get an early clearance down the ice from James Crowell. This is Gonzalez taking it for Somerset Berkley, one of 3 team captains. Gonzalez still going with it. Weaving through everybody. Gabe Gonzalez, the shot is blocked. The backhand goes through. Here's Camara. Camara in front. Never got through to Pomborg. And it's going to be sent down about halfway. Kroll tried the clearance attempt, and he got a lot on it, but that's good stick work right in neutral ice with 7 to go in the first. McKenna leaves it for Bastos. Bastos stepping in, got knocked at the blue line. And it goes right above the referee's head and down. So that's 3 clearances now we've seen from Bourne in the first 45 seconds of their penalty kill.
Yeah, Bourne's been doing a good job keeping Somerset Berkley's power play at bay. They've had a lot of success over the last 4 or 5 games, so.
Gonzalez's shot is blocked by Crowell. Here comes the follow-up from Bastos, not there, and it's going to come out again. So we're halfway through this Somerset Berkley power play. Rodriguez off to the right side. This is Cam McKenna with it. McKenna to Camara. Fished out by Landon Hope, and he gets it cleared. Colin Lush over the red line into the zone, leaves it for Carter Silvia. Silvia trying to chip it, and Crowell once again sending the bouncing puck down. Good work by James Crowell on that penalty kill. He was out there for a minute and a half. Silvia, good stick drag. Gets by Hope and Sights, working on that left side. Still running. Rebello's going to come on and maybe be a trailer. And Rebello's going to pick it up. Let's see what the freshman can do. Rebello in front to Lush, and it wouldn't go. I don't know if Pomborg got a piece of that one, and if he didn't, it barely missed. Here's Royds down low. Rebello back to Royds. Penalty's over. Back to even strength. Deflected, and that was almost going to lead to a breakaway chance out of the box, unless Carpenito could find it in time. We get a whistle on the stoppage with 5:26 to go.
Yeah, he was just heading straight to the bench, didn't even realize the play that was developing behind him, and that's just a tough bounce, but I'm sure it was what Carpenito told him to do. So at the end of the day, you can't really, dog a soldier for following orders.
Seen that from the Canalmen a couple of times this year, where their guys who just come out of the penalty box just go straight to the bench and get a player in, player out. That's Gonzalez finding the puck in front of Sights and played off the boards. Held in, but Hope has to deflect it out. Off the skate of Machado, picked up by Carpenito, off the body of Da Silva. Machado to the corner. Here's Charlie Sights off the backside of the net. Machado gets it by Carpenito. Royd's looking to find Da Silva, didn't connect with anybody. Ronan Kelly will let that one go for a Somerset Berkley icing. Well, JJ, we're 10 minutes into this game. Not that many shots on goal. 5 for Somerset Berkley and 4 for Bourne. What do you think's not working right now on the attacking side from both teams?
I think really both teams are just having their struggles with breaking out, and it's a credit to the opposing team's forechecking ability. Somerset Berkley has started to really up the forecheck with a new style introduced by Justin Kuchar, and I think Bourne's got the same mentality.
That one nearly worked for Kirby, and it's taken over as Silvia is going to send that puck to the other corner. Collins looking to pick it up. He can't. Bastos up top. Here's Lush. Plays it down low. Here's the backhand. McKenna. Shot scores! Cam McKenna got it right through the pads. Somerset Berkley strikes first at home.
And this is one area that I've really loved to see develop and improve in Cam McKenna's offensive game. His ability to pick the low corners. Not everybody is so good at that, and McKenna has really made an art out of it. Last game he was able from the top of the circle to pick Pellerin's 5-hole, and that time around doing something very similar with one of the best goalies in the area on Pomborg.
For Cam McKenna, that is his 12th goal of the season. It took him a couple of years to break out, but now combined last year and this year, 21 goals. Crowell trying to backhand it in, looking to try to find that equalizer right away. Silvia will get it as Thomas loses a stick. Kirby had it tied up with McKenna and Diello. Defending, deflected shot goes just wide. It went off the stick of Thomas. And here comes Lush the other way for Somerset Berkley with Silvia onside. Leaves it for McKenna, tapped out of the zone, and a 2-on-1 developing here. It's Crowell with Thomas, feeds it across, and it was just a little bit too far. Thomas will get to it again, working with Bastos on the backhand. Lush cut it off, and it goes back to neutral ice, which is sent down.
And the reason Thomas wasn't able to get a touch on that puck is because Lush was going toe for toe with him all the way up the ice. That's some excellent hustle right there from Seven and White.
Diello knocked off by Hunter McLean. Silvia will take over against the senior, and it went off of Pomborg as he was trying to center it. Bastos now gets to it first. Buckley was ready to chase it. The Canalmen get to it. They get a couple number forward as Rodriguez will make a save. Here comes the follow-up by McLean off the outside of the net. Rebound still in the middle, tapped away by Rebello, and he'll get it out of trouble. It's going to be played around the boards. Deflected, taken over. That's Machado looking to find Lyons up the ice. Kelly looks to get the stick down. And it's going to be offside at the line. The faceoff going to come just outside the zone.
I like the effort, though, from Rebello. He obviously didn't see Lyons trying to get back out of the zone, but the hustle from 27 has been excellent thus far this season. One of the big freshman standouts, in my opinion.
That face-off just outside of the zone. 20 viewers watching on the live stream at home. Thank you for joining us on our live stream feed and on our tape delay feeds too. Keegan Hamblett with JJ Silvia on commentary. Ed Strode running the camera. As Gonzalez will send that one off the netting and out of play. Well, next game's coming up for both sides. Somerset Berkley's going to have a few days off. Their next game won't be until Monday, which will be here against Apponequet. Teacher Appreciation Night, Chuck-a-Puck Night. That is going to be a fun one for whichever one of us wants to do it. I'm probably going to give it to you because I'm sick of driving back and forth.
No, I mean, I would love to do it on Teacher Appreciation Night, given my primary profession.
Lyons' shot is saved by Palmborg. Rebound went off of Sean Collins. Seitz battling for it, pops in the middle. Carpenito's going to take over the other way. Carpenito to Seitz, and it's lofted up in the air. Next game coming up for Bourne. That's the big one on the air Saturday, Canal Cup, 7 o'clock at the Gallo Ice Arena against the Sandwich Blue Knights. How about Gabe Gonzalez on that hit against Charlie Seitz? And here comes Rebello on a counter with Camara. Rebello tried to center it and got stick down. Back to Camara it goes. Looking to find Rebello again. Bassis nearly picked it up, and the arms raised. A penalty is coming up, and a hook is going to be the call.
Yeah, I even saw that one, read it like a book from this far away. I was praising Rebello earlier. You got to be careful in those situations when you're digging for pucks and you're jostling with your opponent. Got to make sure it's clean, and the freshman's learning his lesson right now.
Lucas Rebello, freshman forward, younger brother, a former DRS player, and also from the Seekonk soccer team, Sebastian Rebello. He's got 1 goal, 2 assists this season. As Crowell will backhand it out to McLean. Now it's Thomas. Thomas feeding it across. Stick down by Hope. Hope's shot is off of Rodriguez, and it goes off to the side. And might have grazed off the outside of the post as well. As the backhand goes to Hope, who leaves it for McLean on the other side. McLean leaves it up top. Kelly to Hope. Crowell's calling for it down low. Hope will go to Crowell, but it's off of Diello. Gets it back up top, and it's not going to be held in by Ronan Kelly. You had a bird's eye view of that one, JJ. You think it glanced off the outside of the post.
Yeah, Rodriguez is lucky once again that he was having great positioning and using that vision, because it snuck under his arm, grazed the post a little bit too. Always got to thank your best friend as a goalie.
Here's Hope battling with Lush. Silvia will find it, can't get it out of the zone. McLean sends it down after receiving the hit by Bastis. Lush can't beat Crowell to it as he chips it to Hope. Hope will now battle with Silvia. Lush, not out. McLean's shot. I don't know if it got through to Rodriguez. I think it did. It might have taken a touch off of Silvia. And here comes Bastis. He's got Silvia forward if he can find it, just a little bit too far with half a minute on the clock. And now Silvia's down behind the play. Bourne's got a 5-on-3. And now you got a penalty coming up. This is going to go against Bourne for a trip, and we're going 4-on-4.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be interference initially, but Somerset Berkley will take that call no matter what it is. And now you got a situation, if you're the Raiders, where you've already had a power play tonight. You're getting another opportunity at it in 39 seconds. So 4-on-4 the focus right now, and then you look towards a second power play where, again, cashing in needs to be the focus. You want to get that cushion built early against a team like Bourne.
It's 1 minute and 21 seconds in between the penalties. Face off on the right side of Palmborg. The Raiders get to it, and Camara had it saved by Palmborg as he was in the butterfly waiting for it. Here comes the counter. Ronan Kelly off the stick of Gonzalez. Turned over. Kelly picks it up, and it's blocked by Gonzalez. Crowell gets to it with 8 seconds. James Crowell cutting into the middle. Leaves it behind. Shot sticked away as it went off of Thomas with one, and that's going to do it for period number 1. Unofficial shot on goal tally, Somerset Berkley had 9, Bourne had 8. The lone goal came from Somerset Berkley's senior captain, Cam McKenna, his 12th of the season. That has the Raiders in front 1-0 through 15 minutes of play. JJ, what did you like overall in that first period? What do you want to see different in the second?
So let's start with Bourne. What I really liked from the Canalmen in that first period was their ability to hold down the fort defensively. Obviously, the one goal getting by for Somerset Berkley, but that was helped out by a power play situation. Bourne's been standing tall in many situations. They're clearing pucks out, and they're able to keep this Raider offense that has been red hot lately at bay. So I would say for them, just continue this type of play that you've seen in the first period. Bourne doesn't really need to change much. They just need to cash in on their opportunities.
Live stream audience, we're going to take about 9 minutes. We're going to mute the feed, and we'll be back for period number 2 momentarily. Tape delay audiences, you're only going to get a 1-second fade to black, so stay with us. Period 2 is coming up soon. All right, everyone, we're back at the Driscoll Arena here in Fall River, Massachusetts, about ready to start period number 2 in today's South Coast Conference ice hockey matchup between the Somerset Berkley Raiders and the Bourne Canalmen. 1-0 Somerset Berkley is the score through 15 minutes of play. Cam McKenna notching his 12th goal of the season. We reviewed the film during the intermission, and we saw Carter Silvia and Colin Lush, who will get credit for assists on that goal. That'll be Silvia's 9th assist and Lush's 4th assist. We thank you for tuning in on any of our feeds, including our YouTube live stream on the Bourne Wears Purple YouTube channel. Keegan Hamblett alongside JJ Silvia on commentary. Ed Strode running the camera. It's going to be the top line once again for both teams starting out. 4-on-4 for 14 seconds, and then a minute 22 man advantage for Somerset Berkley. Second period underway. Again, the Raiders are in white. The Canalmen are in purple. That's McLean going to the right side to James Crowell. Crowell will step up, and we'll leave it for Thomas on the right. One penalty's over, and now it's a Somerset Berkley power play. Having some trouble with it is Gonzalez, so we'll just play it out to the middle. And it's going to be picked up in the middle. Here comes Camara. Camara down low to Silvia off a skate. And Crowell's going to take over. Got to look during that intermission, went down to Coach Arkey as well. And it turns out number 4 out there is Andrew Kennefick. He's back. He was supposed to be out for the season, but he is back on the ice. So that's who it was in the penalty box earlier. And it is Drew Kelly that we confirmed wearing number 11. Nearly shorthanded break there for Thomas. The backhand will go up by Ronan Kelly. So JJ, still 40 seconds on the Somerset Berkley power play as they're beginning period number 2. What do you want to see in maybe the last half minute?
What I want to see from Somerset Berkley is just a continuation of pressure. Pressure was a big thing for them in the first period. It made it difficult and tough at times for Bourne to be able to break out cleanly. So I want to see a continuation of that here in the second. It should lead to more goals.
Clock winds on the power play for the Raiders down to 15 seconds. Fed to the left side. Here's McKenna looking for a second one into the middle. Sticked away. Follow-up put wide. Gavin Camara had a look at it, and here's Thomas deflected. Ronan Kelly will get there first.
I think Crowell might have gotten a piece of that on a block from Camara's shot, too.
And that's Crowell playing it up to Thomas. Thomas looking to dish it across. Here's Landon Hope. And the net's off its pegs as Rodriguez made the save. And we're going to have a face-off over in the Somerset Berkley end. But just like that, after the penalty expired, that was a great pass by James Crowell to lead to that 2-on-1 there.
Oh, yeah, Crowell definitely showing some excellent vision there, setting his guy up for a big opportunity. Bourne's knocking on the door. They're trying to get that tying tally. Let's see if they can get it here.
The Raiders will pick it up. That's Diello trying to get it by Carpenito. Sticks it down. Sights behind the net, working against Lush. Off the backside of the cage again. Deflected. Comes out. Maybe a 2-on-1 here. This is De Silva with it. He shoots a St. Palmborg rebound. He got that one too. Is on the side angle though. Now Palmborg's down. He gets back up though as Collins takes over for Bourne. He can't get it out. Lush will send it on down. Collins, the former goalie, in a race now against Royds. Royds, and now De Silva knocks down Collins. Poked out by Sights. Maybe another odd man rush. And there's an arm up, so there's going to be a power play coming up, and Rodriguez flashing the leathers. Frank Carpenito unleashed one from 10 feet away.
And what was I saying earlier, Keegan? Stand tall in your crease if you're Gavin Rodriguez and make sure the puck tracking and positioning is there. Exhibit A.
We add more save tallies to everybody. Both goalies now at 10 saves unofficially. Jake Da Silva, the junior forward, going to the box. 5 goals, 3 assists for him on the season. 6 goals is his career tally. All been scored either last year or this year. So another power play chance here for the Canalmen, looking to find that equalizer.
And the Raiders have guys out there in Carter Silvia and Adam Bastis who have been out there a majority of the second period thus far. I know we're only a few minutes in, but still fatigue might play a factor, so we'll watch for that.
Here comes one of those guys, Adam Bastis, enters in shorthanded. Couldn't get it by Hunter McLean, the team captain, on the backhand around. Silvia might have a chance here, but Thomas is going to work it out. Silvia's going to take over here. Nice work by Silvia, and it's off the blocker of Pomborg. Here's Hope on the backhand off Silvia again. Could be a chance for Bastis, and Pomborg's going to stick it away. I tell you what, those are the 2 guys you were just talking about. I think they're fine out there. First half minute on the penalty kill, they're flying.
Oh yeah, these Raider penalty killers are on fire right now. The forecheck, as I was talking about earlier, it's going to be important for them, and right now it's paying big dividends on the kill.
That's Silvia playing it back. Hunter McLean gets it back to Ronan Kelly. Kelly off of Bastis, and it's sent down again. And look who it is that sent it down. Carter Silvia. What a penalty kill for him. I don't know if it matches Lucas Machado's penalty kill that he had against Plymouth North 2.5 weeks ago. It's turned out to be just as valuable, as this could be a chance here. Let's see who gets to it. Pomborg's going to come out of the crease to play it around. And that's off a skate of a guy who came off of the bench. So that is going to be too many men. And Bourne's going to go 5-on-3 for 43 seconds here.
That's just a tough bounce right there for the Raiders. This is going to be a intense next 43 seconds or so. So everybody who's a Raider fan better hold on to the edge of their seats.
And you know what? That was just a heads-up play because Bourne saw that Somerset Berkley line change going on. All it has to do is hit a guy's skate that's coming on or off the ice, and they're going to call it. And now they got 4 guys out there. They got to send somebody off. As Lush came on. Now Johnson's trying to come on as well, but they're going to send Cam Johnson to take the penalty for too many men. And it looks like Gabe Gonzalez is going to go to the box. So as you pointed out, JJ, big 43 seconds here, and that goes for both sides too. Monster chance for Bourne to finally get on the scoreboard. Goals have come a little bit easier for them this year compared to last season. They're averaging just under 3 goals a game, 40 goals through 14 games so far. Here's Kelly to the right side. McLean spinning his way at the blue line. Over to Kelly. Kelly plays it down low. That's Thomas back over. Kelly to McLean. Back to Kelly. Cole Thomas, short angle, still walking in, deflected, other side, scores! We're tied up, Landon Hope. Similar to the first meeting between these 2 teams 1 month ago, Landon Hope getting the equalizer in period number 2.
Yeah, that's a big one for him, and Bourne now looking like they might be shifting the momentum into their favor, Keegan. We saw SB really dominate momentum in that area during the first period. Now maybe the second can spell better for the team in purple.
The alternate captain for Bourne, Landon Hope, that's his 7th goal of the season, 12th in his high school career. And just like that, we've got a game. And they're still on the man advantage here for 1.5 minutes. And that goes off of Hope and McLean and all the way down to Jackson Pomborg. We got some of the Apponequet Old Colony players up here on the balcony. They got their game coming up right after this as they're going to take on Bishop Stang. Great night for hockey across the South Coast Conference and here in Fall River as Diello will send it around, not out of the zone. Kept in by Landon Hope. Over to James Crowell, again still looking for that 100th point. McLean back to Crowell. Crowell holding, Bastis defending. Crowell walking in, and it goes on the other side and out with 1 minute to go.
Yeah, Bastis, good job getting his stick in front of that shot from Crowell, obviously knowing what's at stake on that one. So gotta love the defense and offense contributions from Bastis this season. It's been excellent to watch.
Here's the other alternate. Cole Thomas stepping in. Deflected. Ronan Kelly had a pop. And now battle at the blue line. McKenna will finish off the hit. And here comes Hope. He's going to have Thomas as a trailer. Hops over his stick. Back to neutral ice. And McKenna's going to try to go 1-on-3 as he sends it in wide. Pomborg has to leave it, but that's going to work for Bastos. On the backhand through. Follow up at the line. Shot missed. Here's Cielo again. Blocked by Crowell. How about a third try off McLean? Hope looking to get to it, pokes it away from Bastos. 9:16 to go in the second. Power play is about to expire here for the Canalmen as he backhands it over to Thomas. Thomas, they're going to go on that backhand again. Gonzalez with the pressure, man's out of the box. So that's Johnson forward. Good stick drag. Coming in is Camara. Holds it up. Back to the line. Diello had to come out 1-on-1. Crowell tried to leave it for Thomas. Had to stay onside. Kennefic goes to retrieve it. Deflected by Crowell. Gonzalez beats Seitz, but it goes off of Seitz's body. Seitz tied up in the corner. Gonzalez pokes it ahead to himself. Seitz still battling for it, and now is caught up in the referee's skate. Here comes Gavin Camara, the sophomore, defended by Kennefic. And Kennefic knocks him out right at the blue line. And it's going to be deflected up. Kennefic's got to be careful here. Avoids the hit by Camara. Played off the sideboards. Carpenito will help get it out. And Pomborg's going to have to leave this one short. There's another delayed offside, and stepping in this time will be Seitz, the second line on here. Carpenito will tap it up. Collins coming on defensively. Gonzalez over the middle trying to find McKenna, and nobody touched it. That'll work out, though, for Somerset Berkley. Now some trouble. Lions taking over. Lions bodied and being held by Kennefic. Bodies being tied up behind the net.
And that's a nice job of rebounding there by Kennefic. Lions beat him with the initial move, but Kennefic stayed right with him. Excellent effort.
Kennefic down behind the play. Now will get up as he's inching his way behind Pomborg. He knocks down Carter Silvia. Kennefic looking to play it up the ice, only as far as the red line to Diello, who will send it in. Pomborg has to knock it away again. Carpenito trying to fish it. Been a long time here without a whistle. Off a skate again. There's the backhand up by Seitz. Looking to find Carpenito. Won't go all the way down. And now it's Colin Lush taking over. Bourne might get caught in a line change here. McKenna back to Silvia, and the Raiders will reset. Lush tapping it up. Ronan Kelly going back to get it. His older brother, Griffin Kelly, a longtime fixture of Bourne High hockey. He scored the 4 overtime winner in Canal Cup last year. That's Bourne's next game. Kennefic battling with Silvia. Pokes to Landon Hope on the left side. He'll find Cole Thomas, and Anthony Diello gets it right behind his own blue line. Another bouncing puck. Well, I'm telling you, JJ, these guys have been out there for a while. No whistle. That's not going to help in terms of endurance.
Oh, and I was talking about it earlier, how fatigue could play a factor with how much some of these lines have been playing. If I'm Justin Kuchar, I'm keeping an eye on rest for some of these top-line guys the rest of the way so you can manage as well as possible.
Bastos leaves it short. Carter Silvia, his shot, and a save by Pomborg off the mask. He got to the follow-up. It was blocked by Kelly. And nice hit as Silvia. It's taken down by James Crowell. Ronan Kelly off. Thomas lost it. Bastos into the middle. Cut off, and here comes Ronan Kelly. 3-on-3 the other way with Hope and Thomas, but he's just going to send it down. And Ronan Kelly can't get off the ice. He's still trapped out there. Diello spinning his way, but it's taken over. That was Thomas trying to pop it up. Hope trying to take over. Silvia's in there as well. Diello's got a clean read on the puck, and he'll play it around. 5:38 to go, second period. 1-1 is the score, and it nearly became 2-1 Bourne as Thomas was that close to burying his 10th goal of the season. Thomas gets it out. Hunter McLean, the slap shot, blocked in front. Taken over the other way, and it's going to be too far. That'll lead to an icing. Oh, so close for a Carter Silvia breakaway.
I think he was already looking to hustle to get to open space, and Diello fed him just a bit too soon, and just one of those bounces that didn't go the Raiders' way. But I like the idea, and I like the fact that the Raiders have been able to transition well from D to O here in the back half of the second period. It's promising as we look towards the third where the game's still tied.
Rodriguez will cover up another one here. Again, we want to thank everybody who's tuning in on the live stream. 31 viewers at home. Can't thank you guys enough, especially to the Bourne fans who couldn't make the trip to Fall River today. Keegan Hamblett alongside the former Raider J.J. Silvia on commentary. Ed Strode, 11th year cameraman for the Bourne Canalmen, is on filming duty today. Held at the point, Machado put it through. Rebello catches up to it. Deflected by Hope, nearly into the bench. Hope takes over at the red line, and Gonzalez will poke it forward just a little bit. Now Carpenito lost his stick. This is Lyons coming in. His shot saved by Pomborg. Rebound to the left side. Collins gets it away to Carpenito. He's got sights forward if he can get it to him, but it was blocked off a stick of maybe Gabe Gonzalez, and here he comes. Gonzalez pressured away by Collins. McLean on the backhand out to Sights, who will get it to neutral ice. Gabe Gonzalez stepping in on his right. His shot saved by Pomborg, and he's got a lunge to cover it up for another face-off.
I think that may have actually caught Pomborg off guard a little bit. I feel like he might have thought Gonzalez was going to try to wrap below goal and look for a pass out front, but Pomborg still, even when caught off guard, ready for it nonetheless.
1-1 in the South Coast Conference game. If you win this game, I feel like barring anything crazy, you're going to get, at the minimum, a share of the South Coast Conference. Somerset Berkley is looking to win it again. This would be the 4th year in a row. Bourne's looking to win their first in 7 years. Crowell gets it up to Thomas, 2-on-2. Cole Thomas still coming in. His shot wouldn't go. Bodies flying down. That was Rodriguez and Crowell down behind the play. Rodriguez is without his stick. The Raiders able to dump it down, so he's able to go retrieve it. Deflected on the other side. Here's Cooper Royds looking to find De Silva. Wasn't there. First line on for Bourne as Kirby cuts into the middle nicely. Kirby gets back to it. Royds tried to knock him off. Left side to Ronan Kelly. That's a good pass over. Here's James Crowell coming in. Left side, his shot wouldn't go. Rodriguez got a piece. Crowell still coming in. Now on the right side. On the backhand. Ronan Kelly's shot is blocked in front. Here comes the follow-up. Kelly stepping in. Tried to leave it down low. Knocked off the stick of a Raider. McLean at the right point. Weaving his way, and he tried to play it short for Ronan Kelly. That was Thomas taking over. Crowell looking to get back in. How about Ronan Kelly at the line? Rodriguez sees it through traffic.
Another back and forth period, much like the first period, Keegan. And maybe you were right. Maybe it can come down to just one goal in this one. I was starting to think maybe there might be one team that can push itself more ahead at some point, but right now this is about as dead even as it comes, which is all we could ask for here in a quasi-SCC title game.
This one's going to come out. Here comes Cam McKenna stepping in across. Pomborg with the save. He got it. I don't know if there was a redirection or not from Carter Silvia on the back post, but how about that 2-on-1 sequence and Pomborg standing strong once again.
Yeah, channeling his inner Tim Thomas a little bit there. A nice push across, always keeping himself square, not overcompensating. That's what you ask for as a goaltender coach at any level.
If you're counting today's game, Jackson Pomborg has played 666 minutes, 22 goals allowed. Big asset to have on any team. As McLean looking to find Carpenito at the blue line. Taken over here by the Raiders with 2:40 to go in the second. Here comes Adam Bassis, lost the puck. Falling down to the ice was Gettings. Silvia taking it behind the net. Carter Silvia, he scored the game-winning goal in the first matchup between the two sides in January. Sights on the backhand across. That's a good pass. Carpenito feeds it, looking to find Landon Hope, cut off by McKenna. McLean had to come off. Here comes Ronan Kelly back on. McKenna stepping in, and he lost. I don't know if it was deflected by Sights or Kelly. Going to be a tight race to the puck here. Silvia's going to get to it first and pops in front. Saved by Pomborg, cleared away by Landon Hope, and this will be an icing against Bourne.
I was mentioning it's about dead even, and even with the chances and those little moments, those little bloopers are dead even. You can't see a squad even cash in on those chances right now. That just goes to show you how much preparation, time, and effort has gone into getting ready for this game if you're the Raiders or the Canalmen. This is some great hockey all around.
The Raiders get to it. There's a lane, and it's blocked, and it's going out of play. Colin Lush took that deflected shot, and that was close to coming up here. I don't think we've had one up here yet this season. We've seen some close ones.
Yeah, I've been lucky at all the Massachusetts state rinks that I've called games at. I have yet to have one come up here and near me. I know you have a story about one in your career, but I've been fortunate.
Yeah, Prenda Cup. That's a great story. That's Crowell applying the hit right along the end boards. Thomas looking to pick it up. Cole Thomas with about 100 seconds to go in the period. Collins shot, deflected. Here comes the counter from Rebello on the right side. Rebello leaves it short. It's offside at the line. Might have just came out as they were trying to leave it for the freshman forward, Chase Lyons. Chase Lyons, younger brother of Colin Lyons, former football player here at Somerset Berkley. Gotta say, a lot of these guys, athletics runs deep in the family, and Berkeley players don't get enough credit for it. I know the school's in Somerset, a lot of the stuff is in Somerset. They've tried making the push to build a lot more athletic facilities in Berkeley over the years, because if you look at members of successful teams from Somerset Berkeley in the past, it's a lot of Berkeley athletes.
Oh, and I think that's a great thing for not only Berkeley, but Somerset as well. The partnership between the two towns ever since they regionalized, I believe it was in 13 or 14 that they regionalized the high school. Ever since then, it's really been a benefit to both sides, and this is just yet another example of that marriage working out.
That was Kirby playing it right through, missed the target. Here come the Raiders again with Kamara. It's poked out by Ronan Kelly. I mean, you got to give Bourne credit, too. Out of all the high school hockey teams in the state of Massachusetts, they have the lowest school enrollment of a team that's not a co-op. They have just over 300 students in that school. And it's crazy what they accomplished. Kirby taking over. His shot scores! James Kirby found it. Bourne's in front, 2-1. 56 seconds ago in the second.
What a snipe there by Kirby. Rodriguez, I think, might have broken his stick, so he's going to need a new one. That's a tough blow for number one in white. He's been on his game tonight. Have to shake it off, though. You have a third period still to play.
For James Kirby, 5th goal of the season for him, 6th career goal. That's a big one. That puts Bourne in front, 2-1. A trip, and it's going to be against Landon Hope. He got called for a trip in the last game against Old Rochester. And when we watch the film back, a little bit controversial, and he's not happy about this one. But Somerset Berkley, 50 seconds on the clock, back to the power play with a chance to tie the game.
And I'm going to sound like a broken record, but it's time to cash in. You're going to have this power play carry over into the from the second into the third period. And down by 1, you need an evening tally here.
The Raiders players banging those bench boards, trying to help out their team any way they can. Crowell knocked off of it. Silvia tried to keep it in and just couldn't get it over to Cam McKenna in time. This will work for Ronan Kelly as McLean played it, and he's going to send it 200 feet down. Shaking his way out of trouble is Bastis, who leaves it short. Good step up. Gonzalez shot blocked. On the other side with 20. Kamara's going to leave it for Bastis to take. Off of Thomas, nearly a break. Kamara keeps it in, 15 seconds. Gavin Kamara still holding on. Goes to Carter Silvia in the corner. Pressured by McLean. Silvia still cutting in. Leaves it for Adam Bastis. His shot deflected high over the bar. Rebound comes out to the point with 3. Gonzalez got to get it off quick. Gives it to McKenna, deflected in front. Silvia can't redirect it. All right. 15 minutes to go. Bourne goes to the locker room in front, 2-1 over Somerset Berkley. JJ, the Raiders got 1:10 on the power play to start period 3. What has to be the talk in the locker room so that they can even this game up when period 3 starts?
3 words, pucks on net. You can't make it any more simple. That's been a struggle tonight for Somerset Berkley. They're being a bit more selective than they usually are with their shot selection tonight. And I want to see them just pummel Jackson with shots, because Palmborg has been absolutely electric in this one. And if you need to knock him off his game in order to get yourself back in this one, that's what the Raiders need to do.
Unofficial shot on goal tally, Somerset Berkley with 20 and Bourne with 17. 2 goals scored in that second period, both by Bourne. Landon Hope, James Kirby, the goal scorers. Once again, live stream audience, we're going to take 9 minutes. We're going to mute the mic, and we'll be back for the third period. Then, tape delay audience, 1 second fade to black. Third period is coming up after the snap of a finger. Don't go anywhere. Third period about to get started here at the Driscoll Arena in Fall River, Massachusetts. South Coast Conference ice hockey action today. The Somerset Berkley Raiders against the Bourne Canalmen. Bourne leads 2-1 through 30 minutes of play. Their goal scorers, James Kirby and Landon Hope, the sophomore and junior respectively. Cam McKenna, the senior captain, got the first goal of the game for Somerset Berkley in period 1. We thank you for joining on any of our feeds. Keegan Hamblett alongside JJ Silvia on commentary. Ed Strode running the camera. JJ, this is it. 15 minutes left to go in regulation, and a game that's going to decide the South Coast Conference. What had to be the message in the locker room from both of those coaches?
Well, I'll tell you what the message should have been. The Raiders need to get away from the 1-2-2. The 1-2-2 is not working. They're not creating enough pressure on the forecheck. That needs to change in the third period if they want to win.
Somerset Berkley's in white, Bourne's in purple. Crowell's going to poke it away from Gonzalez, but Bastos will pick it up as he leaves it in the middle. Gonzalez playing it up on the right side. That's Silvia, who lost it against Thomas, who will send it down. Somerset Berkley starts this third period on the power play. Got about 3/4 of a minute left on that. Bastos will step up. Here comes Crowell ready to apply the pressure. Missed on the intended hit. Bastos coming around behind the net. Goes to the other side. Gonzalez waiting for it at the line. Takes the shot, deflected, and it goes wide. Here's McKenna on the follow-up. On the backhand over. It's Camara to McKenna. McKenna back down low. Camara walking out. McKenna at the line. Gives it back to the right side. Gavin Camara takes the shot, and he missed, and it's going to come out. Good look there for Gavin Camara. Couldn't get it on frame.
He's got to keep that shot low, Keegan.
Here's Gonzalez behind Gavin Rodriguez. Penalties about to expire. Captain to captain that time as Bastos on the receiving end. Now it's McKenna. Pressured by Hope, who's out of the box. Seitz coming back to help defend. And that's going to be poked out, and here comes Landon Hope, who's trying to reset at his own blue line. Good hustle to the puck by Silvia. Tied up with Landon Hope. And Canalmen got it free, but it's taken over by the Raiders on the short side, and they try to feed it across. And a sliding play made by Cole Thomas. That was nearly a one-on-one for Seitz, who was going to work against Lush, but Rebello took over. Bastos, defended by Kelly, now defended by Hope. Bastos holding it up on the backhand. We'll try to get it out to the point, and it's not there as it took another touch. Lush races on back to get it. Carpenito coming in for Bourne. Here's Lush, plays it to the right side. Lyons will send it in off the glove of Ronan Kelly, looking to chip it to Carpenito. Diello on the left side for the Raiders. Nearly tapped down by Landon Hope, and that's going to work on the other side. Shot attempt is gloved by Rodriguez. Ronan Kelly taking that shot. The faceoff is going to come over here. Well, 2:16 into period 3. It just seems a lot of back and forth action. Really no urgency from either side so far.
I feel like this is the point in the game where both these squads need to settle in, so I think that's really what it's about right now. Up.
Lyons slid down. I didn't think that was a trip from here. I thought he caught like maybe a rut in the ice at the blue line as it's going to be dumped in. You think otherwise, though.
Maybe you caught it better than me. I thought I saw a stick there, but yet again, my eyes often deceive me.
No icing here. Rodriguez comes out of the crease to play it. Fanned on it. Crowell takes over, and he lost it. Rebello's going to pick it up. Too far for Diello. Held in by Kennefic. Shot deflected. It's still loose in the middle. Thomas looking to get it again. Back on the other side. Kirby has to go retrieve it first, which he does in front of Diello. Kennefic pressured by Rebello. Looking to chip it up high. Reut's going to get it forward. Thomas down behind. And it's going to come on the other side. There's the hit by Lush. Tied up along the end boards for Canalmen. Is Crowell getting it high in the air. Lush Try to spin his way. There's some help from Royds. Now it's Chase Lyons over the middle, nearly turned over. Royds will get it out. This is a Somerset Berkley side that is undefeated in 12 in a row against Bourne. Last loss against Bourne, February of 2019. That was a 7-0 loss here at Driscoll. That would be when I was a freshman in high school, and you were 1 year out of high school.
Yeah, that was my freshman year of college. I can't tell you I remember much about that time in my life.
That's McLean sending it down, looking to find either Buckley or Gettings. Gettings got the stick in there, but the other 27 Rebella's going to get it. Plays it over the middle. Silvia can't tap it down cleanly. No icing here. Here's Hunter McLean with about 11 minutes to go. Drew Kelly leaves it short. Here comes Buckley. Buckley hit by Bastos, almost right into the official. Kelly picks it up on the backhand, gets it back to the middle. Bastos is going to send it down, and Palmborg won't try to play it this time. Good work by McKenna to keep it in the zone, and the backhand will be off the netting and out of play.
Honestly, I like the intensity pickup by the Raiders. It seems they're starting to actually heed my advice. They're going away from the 1-2-2, and they're starting to forecheck more, especially when they're getting those dumps down. They're making it harder for Bourne to break out. It could end up leading to a goal, which is what they need right now.
And trust me, if I were them, I'd listen to your advice over mine. You're a former player. You know a lot more than I do. It's going to come out of the zone. Going to get it is Gonzalez. High off the sideboards. Ronan Kelly for Bourne. That's a good pass over. There comes a chance. Seitz put it on Rodriguez. He'll cover it up. Carpenito started up that chance on the left side. Frank Carpenito this year, the sophomore, 3 goals and 3 assists. 3 goals, 4 assists in his high school career. And Bourne's going to keep the second line on here. Somerset Berkley will go to their second as well. Seitz and Camara on the face-off on the left side of Rodriguez. The Canalmen win it. Hope looks to play it to Seitz. Seitz down low. Carpenito. A little bit too far. Diello will pick it up. Now it's Lush who gets it away. And Lyons will send it down the ice. This is going to be an icing. Slow-moving puck all the way down to the other side, and it's coming right back over here. I mean, Cam McKenna, he scored that first goal in the first period, JJ. And what was really good about that goal that they scored, you get 2 assists on that. It seemed like everybody was just passing the puck to each other, and it was just the perfect setup. How do they replicate that here in the third?
Well, I think it's just continuing that same type of stride that they've had the last few periods. That group has been begging to be together all year long, that Bastos, McKenna, Silvia line, and I'm sure they'll find a way to make something happen, as that's why they were created in the first place by Justin Kuchar, to produce offense and score goals.
Rodriguez with another glove save there on Ronan Kelly, the number 18 taking the shot. Unofficially saved number 18 for G-Rod. 7-4 on the year coming in, 214 goals against average and a .930 save percentage. Coming in, there was 333 saves on 358 shots. Kirby deflects it. Here's Thomas for Bourne. Has Crowell in front. That's where he tried to go. Went off of Bastos. On the other side now, it's Carter Silvia. Too far for Cam McKenna. And the backhand's going to be lofted in right onto Rodriguez, who has to kick it away. McKenna able to tap it back to the red line. That's Collins sending it down. Crowell is going to get to this one first. We're going to play it to Thomas. Machado defending. Crowell pressured, and here comes the takeover by Gabe Gonzalez. Leaves it for Silvia at the red line. Silvia still coming in, knocked away. Bastos now trying to beat Thomas, and that's a good work by the senior captain, Bastos, to get an angle on that. Ronan Kelly's got it in the back area, under 9 minutes to go. Here comes Cole Thomas, 1-on-2. He's going to have Crowell. He dishes it across to Crowell, and he want to go. Rodriguez with the save. Off the body of Buckley, now Machado trying to get it out of the zone, and he does. Silvia left side, tried to backhand it through. McKenna was coming in as the trailer, and it hops over Crowell. No icing here. Rodriguez will play it around, off to the left side. Crowell's going to keep it in. James Crowell holding, shooting, glove save, rebound, wouldn't go, popped in the air, and Rodriguez has to fly to knock it away. Follow up again, stick down in front by Machado. Machado high, I thought that one hit the netting. They're going to say it's in play as Kennefic shoots it high, and this could be a counter here. Silvia looking to find McKenna. Took a bounce in favor of Bourne. Crowell again will send it into the zone. He's trying to get off for a line change, as the Raiders will send it in, and that'll work so he can get off. Took another touch, no icing, 7:52 to go. Silvia deflected, turned over. Drew Kelly looking to get it, was blocked by Gonzalez. Follow-up wouldn't go. Taking over again, Rodriguez with another save. Gettings falling on top of Machado right in the middle. Bouncing puck, comes out the other way. Cam McKenna, a chance to tie the game. He can't, a save by Pomborg. Goalie's making some great saves, and it's still 2-1.
What a job there by Pomborg. The speedy McKenna trying to cut across the crease. Pomborg not overcompensating. Great save and a great...
Silvia tripped up, a penalty's coming up.
Great penalty draw there by Carter. Hope he's okay.
I think that was Drew Kelly who got a stick down, and he's slow getting up off of the ice. That's great that he's okay, but now let's see who they got going to the box for Bourne. This is a Bourne Canalmen side where they have really emphasized discipline over the last few games. And it looks like that's Andrew Kennefic going to the box for the second time tonight. There we go, face off on the right side of Pomborg. 2-minute man advantage for the Raiders, looking to try to tie this thing up. Rodriguez is going to leave it short. And it'll be Colin Lush to start it up. We'll get it over to Lyons, a little bit too far. Kelly spinning his way at the blue line, and they're going to send it down.
And Keegan, I don't think there's any way to mince words about this one. The Raiders need to cash in on this power play opportunity. The way this game has been going, a goal is a necessity.
That one goes off a stick and out of play off the netting with 6:50 to go in regulation. 1 minute 32 seconds on the Somerset Berkley power play. Face-off just outside of the Canalmen defensive zone. And the Raiders will get to this one as Bastos plays it to the right side to Gonzalez, who will send it in from the red line all the way around. Kelly's there first for Bourne. Looking to find Crowell, which he does, and he'll get it back to the red line, and it's going to go even further as it went off of Gonzalez. Adam Bastos leads the team in goals this year with 14. What can he do now as he enters in on the right side? Lefted short, that shot missed on the left side. It's going to be held in at the blue line by Gonzalez. Plays it down low to Bastos. Back over. Gonzalez, bouncing puck, gets it away to the right side. Here's McKenna. McKenna tried to feed it across. Stick down by Bourne in a sliding play to get it further up the ice. That was Cole Thomas who got it right back to neutral, and now it's Silvia on the left side. Silvia tried to play it on a self-pass, and a penalty's coming up. We're going to go to 4-on-4. This one's coming up against Somerset Berkley. And the Canalmen just looking to reset here in their own end. They're trying to force an own goal right now, Somerset Berkley. And there is the touch by Carter Silvia. So 4-on-4 for 17 seconds. And that would lead to a minute 43 man advantage for the Canalmen. A trip is the call, and it's going against Carter Silvia.
Yeah, I don't know about that one, and it has nothing to do with the fact that Carter's related to me. I mean, he knocked the puck out first. It was stick-to-stick contact, and then when the opposing player decided to skate further forward, that's when it happened. So, I don't know.
You know what? I think I semi-agree with you. I was watching the play live. I didn't think it was a trip. I know he got a body in there that caused the Bourne player to fall down. Tripping-wise, I don't know. It's hit or miss. But either way, 4-on-4 now for 17 seconds. Crowell looks to pick it up as Thomas won the draw. Thomas looks to get it away, and Lush will get it. Colin Lush. You can't send it all the way down or else it's an icing on 4-on-4. It's going to be backhanded in by Lions. The Bourne penalty is about to expire, and here comes maybe the biggest power play of the season and for the last few years for the Canalmen. Cole Thomas is going to send it down. Rodriguez has to get back in the crease. Hope tries to leave it, nudged by Lions. Hope spins his way, out of trouble. Diello and Thomas battling for it. Hope will get it out to the line. McLean back over. Landon Hope on the right side. Hope looking to send it through the middle, still walking in on the short side. Back to the point. It's McLean. Back to Hope. Landon Hope walking in. His shot save Rodriguez, and he sticks it away from Hope. And Diello's going to pick it up, and he'll send it down the length of the ice.
Good start for Somerset Berkley here. They need to slam the door shut, and then they need to find it somehow within them to get a tying tally, because they cannot afford to lose this one, especially in terms of state tournament rankings.
Rodriguez sees it, and he's going to leave it for Lush, and he'll get it all the way down towards Palmborg. Good hit along the side. McKenna trying to take over here. Still working on the backhand. Gets deflected, and Crowell will find it for Bourne. Power play time for the Canalmen. Hits half a minute. And here comes Thomas with it, 3-on-2. Thomas looks to leave it. There it is to Crowell, back across. Wouldn't it be poked in? Rodriguez has it as Hope got it on frame.
Once again, the Raiders doing a good job of covering those backdoor feed opportunities. They've improved immensely in that area throughout this season, with some shaky ones at the start of the year, but I like that improvement. It means Justin Kuchar is able to implement some really good changes.
Crowell's going to get to it for Bourne. He circles his way, under 4 minutes to go in regulation. Shot attempt, Rodriguez sees it, and he snags it with the glove, unofficially at 26 saves in today's game. Bourne's kept this group out here the whole time. Mix of captains and alternates. Everybody that wears a C or an A for the Canalmen is on the ice. Hope for Thomas, back to the point. Left short, Landon Hope, across, they score! James Crowell, that's number 100, and that might have put it away. What a way to get your 100th point. James Crowell, perfect dish across, a power play goal. 2-goal lead with 3:40 to go.
Yeah, big congratulations is definitely owed to Crowell. Putting it in pretty much the only spot Gavin Rodriguez didn't have covered as he slid across the crease. But this game isn't over yet, Keegan, and I think the Raiders need to have that mindset.
As you mentioned, big congratulations to James Crowell. The last Canalmen player to reach 100 points was Ty Kelly 2 years ago in Canal Cup 42. Now the Raiders in trouble, down 2 as it's offside at the line. Questions now going to become, if and when do you pull Gavin Rodriguez? Because we've seen a little bit of a change in the tide lately where teams are not pulling their goalie just in case of an empty net goal, just to protect that win margin in terms of power rankings.
Yeah, I was going to say, if Kuchar is going to do it at all, he should probably do it within the next minute or so. If not, don't even bother.
This is Seitz leaving it short, Carpenito off to the side. Bastos able to poke it away, Silvia over to Bastos. Bastos across, here's McKenna. Cam McKenna back to Adam Bastos off a stick. Looking to pick it up, he can't. Here come the Canalmen as they tie it up right at the blue line. Ronan Kelly lost it to Carter Silvia. Everybody's getting tripped up. 2 players down for the Raiders. Bastos got up quickly. Silvia a little bit late to get up as Diello sends it in off of Palmborg with 3 minutes to go. Turnover, shot attempt by Silvia, saved the rebound, followed up, and it's covered up by Jackson Palmborg. And a little bit of extracurricular going on right in front of the action.
Yeah, this is going to be a tense last 3 minutes. Raiders obviously showing some signs of frustration. They just got to be careful they don't put themselves in the box and make a bad situation worse.
Palmborg's going to have the face-off on his left. McLean off the stick of Gonzalez. It's going to come out. Right there to play and send it back in, though, is Lucas Machado. McLean to Crowell. Knocked off again. Here comes Gavin Kamara. Poke check by Landon Hope. Machado looking to play it up into the zone again. Sent in by the Canalmen and Thomas. Gonzalez off the boards. It goes by Landon Hope. Lions able to poke it away. Hope will chip it up, taken over. Here's Lions. Stick drag, try to get it to Kamara a little bit too far ahead on that right side. Rebello takes over. His shot saved Pomborg, taken over by the Canalmen. Here comes Cole Thomas with it, trying to step the other way on the right side. Lost it at the red line, and Rebello's got to send it down with 2 minutes to go. Rebello into the middle, off of McKenna. Crowell leaves it for McLean. Both coaches still have their timeout. I think more importantly would be for Coach Kuchar if he wants to use it at any point. Kuchar's ready to call Rodriguez to the bench. Crowell's going to send it down, and it's going to be on Rodriguez. That would have been an icing. And I don't think it was going on frame either. Gonzalez trying to get by Thomas now. Help coming in from Landon Hope. And there goes Rodriguez, and now he's going to be pulled back for the moment. Silvia able to step in. There goes Rodriguez. The net is empty. Pomborg's going to knock it away off to the side. McLean off the boards and down. This is not going to be an icing here. Gabe Gonzalez, they need 2. And we're about to hit the final minute. Gonzalez stepping in over the red line and into the zone. His shot is blocked. Taken over by Kennefic down behind in front of Kamara. Kirby looks to send it around. He got it by Silvia and out of the zone. Gonzalez, they're taking a lot of time to get it up the ice. It's Carter Silvia, and he's got to reset behind the net. Silvia stick drag by 1. Still going up the ice into the zone, leaves it Gavin Kamara, across, Adam Bastis, he scores! Adam Bastis puts one on the board, 26.1 to go, it's a 1-goal game.
Yeah, now Rodriguez is going to come back in, and Raiders are going to need a prayer, but I've seen crazier things happen in this arena in my lifetime, so can't count this Somerset Berkley DRC team out just yet. Still 26.1 left.
Timeout will be called by Somerset Berkley. 26 seconds on the clock. Let's keep it here during the timeout. We said before this game, this is probably the most important game in the SEC since that crazy Somerset Berkley DRS comeback 3 years ago. That was a game in which Somerset Berkley was trailing 3-1 with 2:35 to go. And I don't think they're going to get 2 goals in 26 seconds, but that winning goal came from Luke Govin right at the horn, and that pretty much sealed Somerset Berkley's first conference title in 3 years. What's the discussion from Coach Kuchar in this timeout as they have just under half a minute to try to find the equalizer?
I think he's going to put his best 5 out there, and right now he looks like he's on the drawing board trying to get something figured out. If I were him, I'd be looking to get a triangle set up down low and try to get a backdoor feed because you don't have that much time, so your passes have to be crisp, and you need to make sure you're sure about who's taking the shot.
For Jackson Pomborg, you can't let that 1 goal affect you. You got to stand strong. Been playing how you've been playing the whole time since halfway through that first period. All you got to do is not allow another, and then you'll be good to go. Rodriguez, as of now, unless he retreats back, is going to start pretty far out from the crease. Landon Hope, Cole Thomas, James Crowell will be the Bourne forwards. Adam Bastis, Cam McKenna, Gavin Kamara will be the Somerset Berkley forwards. And here we go with 26.1 on the clock. And the Raiders win it. That's a big win. Lush is going to try to send it. Rodriguez now going to go to the bench. The net is empty. Bastis sends it down behind the net with 17 seconds. Here's Ronan Kelly off the boards. Held in off the skate of Silvia. Battled for on the side, and it's going to go by Diello, and that's going to be an icing. And the clock will stop with 9.3 to go. Maybe 1 or 2 more chances if you get lucky for Somerset Berkley.
You got to win this draw if you're the Raiders, and Kamara's had a lot of success this year in the dot.
It's Kamara taking it against Landon Hope on the right side of Pomborg. He wins it. Bastis leaves it short. It's going to come out of the zone. Springs free. James Crowell gets the tap. It won't go. He's just going to kill it out, and time is up. The Canalmen win it. Handshake line is going to go on. The 12-game unbeaten run for Somerset Berkley against Bourne is over. The Canalmen made the trip here, early afternoon game, and they have shocked Somerset Berkley 3-2. And that, in all likelihood, barring anything crazy over the next week and a half, is going to secure co-champions between these two schools for the South Coast Conference. What a game, and you knew it was going to be this kind of game coming in. It was going to be a tight one the whole way. Goalies were going to make a lot of fantastic saves. Unofficially on our end, and it's probably going to be different once we confirm it later on tonight, both goalies ended with 26 saves. So great performance by both Rodriguez and Pomborg in this game today. The goal scorers for the Canalmen, James Kirby, Landon Hope, and James Crowell. Goal scorers for Somerset Berkley, Cam McKenna and Adam Bastis. 3-2 the final. Bourne takes it as they move to 8-6-1 in the regular season, 5-1-1 in SEC play. Somerset Berkley goes to 8-7-1 and 4-1-1 in SEC play. Next game's coming up for both teams. The Bourne Canalmen, it's Canal Cup 44 coming up in their next game Saturday, 7 o'clock against the Sandwich Blue Knights, number 4 team in Division 4 at the Gallo Ice Arena. Somerset Berkley next game will be here at the Driscoll Arena Monday at 4 o'clock against the Apponequet/Old Colony Lakers. That's one of their final 2 South Coast Conference games. All right, 3-2 is the final. Bourne gets the win over Somerset Berkley here tonight. Great win for the boys in purple, and we got team captain James Crowell here. James, first time in your high school career, you guys beat Somerset Berkley. You did it on the road in probably the most important SEC game of your career. How does it feel?
Oh, it's a great feeling. You know, the boys all week were preparing for the game. We knew what we had to do. We came out and we did it. You know, it's the first time, like you said, which is a great feeling, you know. And it was a hard-fought game. Everyone played great, and it was just a good team win.
You guys allowed the first goal of the game in the first period. What was the talk in the locker room going into period number 2?
You know, the goal was unlucky. It was a shot from the slot. You know, Jackson couldn't see it, so we knew that we had to get better in the slot and allow him to see the shot so we would save it. And we knew we weren't down in bed at all. We picked up the energy even more after that. We came out the second period hot, and yeah.
Alternate captain Landon Hope got the scoring started for you guys, and then Kirby got the second one later on. How big of a boost was that to see those guys stepping up?
That was great, especially when Kirby got the puck in the slot. Kirby doesn't have the best record for scoring open goals, but this time he scored it. And same with Landon. Landon had a great shot. I don't even remember, but I know it was probably good.
Of course it was good, right? It was Landon who shot it. Game-winning goal, you got it. Way to get your 100th point in style. How did that feel? And then the whole celebration on the ice.
It was great. Finally got it over with. It's been a long time. It's been like 3 games since I've been at 99. The celebration, I just so thankful for my teammates because, you know, I wouldn't have been able to get 100 if it wasn't for all of them over the past 4 years. So thank to all of them. Yeah, I just wanted to celebrate with the team. You know, it's not just me; it's everybody.
Yeah, we're letting you go in 2 minutes to go celebrate with it. It's going to be a fun bus ride home. I can promise you that. This is a team you guys haven't beaten in 7 years, and you guys did it here on the road. Bus ride here. It's a long bus ride here. What was the attitude like on the bus, and what were the discussions with Coach Carpenito like?
On the bus, we were pretty quiet. We knew what we had to do coming here. We were all locked in. We were ready. We had no music playing. We were really dialed in. Coach told us that, you know, the other day that ORR tied Somerset Berkley, which was a real blessing for us because that gave us the opportunity to play today for the co-championship title thing. And he said that it was an opportunity, we just had to go deliver, and that's what we did.
Jackson Pomborg played outstanding again. 2 goals he allowed weren't really his fault at all. Just talk about the play that he had.
Jackson is just an unbelievable goalie, especially for us. Behind the net, he's so good back there. You know, it's so good to have him back there because you know that he's going to save 99% of the shots. It's a very good cushion for everybody else to play freely.
We picked you as our player of the game. Who would you pick and why?
I'd have to pick. I'm going to pick two. I'm going to pick Landon because he had a great scoring to start the goal, and I'm going to have to go to Jackson too because, you know, he stands on his head every single game and allows us to win.
All right, and now that this game is over, we can officially look towards the next one. Carpenito said he didn't want to talk about the next one until this one's over. Saturday, Canal Cup 44, 7 o'clock against the 4th-ranked Sandwich Blue Knights. Going to be a crazy atmosphere. What's going to be the mindset to try to win it for the 3rd year in a row?
You know, we're the underdogs, so we're just going to come out and be hot right off the bat. We're going to be physical. We're going to be aggressive. We're going to go towards the net, and we're just going to play our game.
James, I want to congratulate you. We're all very proud of you for hitting 100. Matt Carpenter, shout out for doing the camera for the post-game interview. Ed Strode, shout out to making the trip here for the game. JJ Silvia announcing the game. Great game we had. Bourne wins it 3-2. The guy joins the 100-point club. Keegan Hamblett signing off. Have a good night, everybody.